Sports Nerds for a Tuesday. I am your humble host, Mr. Scott Wright, the Sports Nerd. And it appears I only have one co host tonight, Mr. Wayne, the Professor Lynch, who is preparing himself for a trip to Greece. Go figure. Give me a second here. I need to get this up on it. I'm trying to share. Hang on one second. We'll get that. Public. Done. All right. And the. All right. And we're sharing it to my feed, so we get everybody as well as I can is in here. Ken's saying, he is not coming in. Duh, no shit. So anyway, Wayne, how you doing? Good to see you. I mean, you excited about your trip coming up on Sunday?
As you can see by my virtual background.
Yes, you teased me with your background when you came in. Yes, I know, I see that.
Yeah, so that's that tower that you see behind me. That's the White Tower in Thessaloniki, Greece. The White Tower was built in the 15th century, and so it's been there, almost 900 years or so.
And I do envy you, sir, because Greece is a plethora of ancient history.
Oh yeah.
Whether it be the Greek gods, whether it be whatever. I mean, Greece has been, integral in world history, not just the fact that it's beautiful in the ocean. Tell you what, the water out there, from what I've seen, is the bluest water in the freaking world, dude. I mean, it is just gorgeous.
This is where we get Western culture, so to speak. The term democracy and all the word. When you have metropolitan, anything with apolis in it or polis in it.
Right.
So the Greeks, once again, Western culture, and the food is fabulous.
Well, aren't they the forerunners of democracy before the Romans had it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, that's absolutely what I believe. I thought so. Yes, absolutely.
And then for those with a biblical slant, if John was here, Thessaloniki back in the day was known as Thessalonica. Excuse me. So if you go back to the Bible, the Apostle Paul wrote letters to the Thessalonians. So in the Bible, that's where you get the book of Thessalonians.
Yeah.
So a little history there as well.
Absolutely. Well, with that being said, I hope you have a safe trip. I understand you told me in the green room that your wife is not feeling well. Get her some medication or some like I said, chicken soup. Like I told you how to get the chicken soup. Hopefully it'll make her feel better.
Yep.
And it's a long trip. You're going to be gone for 2 weeks. We'll miss you. But just a side note, the Sports Nerds will not be live on Thursday. We're taking the 4th of July off. I have cats I have to worry about because I am less than a mile away from where the fireworks show is going to be done. So I need to make sure I'm taking care of my kids. So we're not going to have a show Thursday night. Happy 4th of July. Despite what may have happened in Washington, happy 4th of July. Anyway, we're going to get off that subject now. Anyway, we got free agency in NBA. We've got free agency in draft in NHL. We also got draft in NBA. Of course, the biggest story coming out of the NBA draft was the Lakers actually did draft Bronny, number 55 overall, so that he can play with his father. His dad opted out of his contract. I don't see that he's signed a new contract yet, has he, with the Lakers?
Nope, not as of our show at this point in time.
So I guess they're still in negotiations. So I don't know what's going on in LA. Nobody cares actually, because I know I don't care about the Lakers. I know
neither do I.
You love to hate on the Lakers, is what you.
Yes. Absolutely. I'm right here in the middle of it too.
Right. But I mean, the big free agency news is Dallas has a new player.
Yes, they do. Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson went free agent to the Dallas Mavericks. So now there is a 3-man super team in Dallas. Well, the benefit Klay Thompson brings was he's a good shooter, so that's what they needed. But how do you see that playing out in Dallas, Wayne? What do you think about that?
It was a good move. From what I understand, he explicitly asked Steph Curry not to go in and speak to management in Golden State, basically telling Steph or asking Steph to stand down, because if they really wanted him, you wouldn't have to, basically, put in a word for me, if you will. They would see my value, and if not, then I will move on. And
well, yeah, I mean, the Warriors would, if the Warriors wanted to keep him, they would have come to him a long time ago, even in the middle of the season, to get an extension. Obviously, they didn't want to do that, so he tested the free agent market, and he ended up with the Western Conference champions, Dallas Mavericks, and that just made that whole Western Conference really interesting.
It was already tough. Now it's even more interesting, because I'm still not discounting Denver. Their problem this past year, they didn't have the bench firepower that they had the year before. And now with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope going to the Magic, they've lost a little bit more from the bench. So Denver is going to have to do something. Now, speaking of the Lakers, because I want to get back to them.
Goes surprise.
Bronny James at 55, whatever. Dalton Knecht at 17.
That was the bigger signing, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was the steal of the draft, in my opinion, because I figured he'd be top 10.
Yeah, well, and you know what? He's I mean, am I wrong in saying that he is a similar type player to Bronny, only he's a better player than Bronny? Am I mistaken on that?
I would say somewhat. He's bigger. He's 6'5". I think he's actually 6'6", 200 and some odd pounds. He is not going to be a point guard. He is going to be a 3, a 2 or a 3, maybe even a 4 in certain circumstances. Bronny needs to learn how to be a point guard. He's 6'1", and his skills obviously are not at the level of his father. As you can see, that was pure nepotism. However, I believe that the Lakers, they couldn't get any free agents that they wanted. They wanted Paul George. He decided to leave home to go to Philadelphia. They couldn't get Klay Thompson, even though Michael Thompson, his father, who's a broadcaster for the Lakers on radio, he couldn't convince him to come to L.A. Jonas Valanciunas, he ended up going to, I forgot where he went. I don't know if he went to the Magic. I forgot where he went. So he didn't come either. And that was 3 of the targets that LeBron wanted. So if you notice, over the past, I don't know, since he left Miami, no quote unquote superstars want to play with LeBron James. So to me, I find that very interesting. No superstar caliber players want to play with LeBron James.
What's up with that?
I think first and foremost, if you're a superstar, you want to establish your own pecking order within your team and have players come play with you. Why would you want to go play second fiddle, or in some cases third fiddle, to LeBron James, because he's still going to get all the pub while he's still playing? And then if you want to go one step further, Paul George going to the 76ers, all that means is that the Clippers, the LA Clippers, continue to do Clipper-like things, because they should have let James Harden go and keep or try.
Well, Harden re-signed for like a 3-year contract with the Clippers.
2 years, 70 million. Yeah, 2 years, 70 million. I would have disregarded Harden, and I would have went with Paul George, but it's the Clippers, and so there you go.
Yeah, I'm wondering why we're not broadcasting. I mean, I've got him on there, but that's okay anyway. So I mean, Elliot, welcome to the show, by the way. How you doing, brother? Good to see you.
I got caught up in the packing, man. Sorry.
You caught up packing? You got caught up in packing?
movers will be here tomorrow morning, so I had to make sure I get everything done.
All right. That's all
Uh,
right. No, it's all good. It's all
Oh, that's
good.
completely understandable.
Absolutely.
just piggybacking on his Paul George statement. The reason Paul George didn't go back to the Clippers because they didn't want to give him that fourth year
Right.
under any circumstances. So,
But they
you know,
kept James Harden, and of course, we all know James Harden. Um, Wherever he goes, things tend to fall apart.
And
If
trouble
not
follows. Yeah,
immediately,
trouble
trouble
follows. You're right. Yeah.
they
trouble
kept, they
follows.
kept Harden because he was willing to take just a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Westbrook. He was willing to take a 3. Paul George is the only one that wasn't willing to play ball.
And what do you think about what's his face moved to Dallas?
Klay Thompson to Dallas. Um,
That's a good. I think that's a pretty good fit. If you
I
ask
mean,
me.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Um, I just don't know that you're going to get the same Klay from
Golden State.
pre-injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you missed 3 seasons, because you look at him playing with Golden State last season, and he had a lot of shitty games.
Yeah.
Games that he would go like 0 for 12, 1 for 20, things like that.
Yeah.
And maybe a change of scenery will change that, and playing with Luka and Kyrie, and I have no idea, but all I know is that the Warriors are in deep shit next year because they're going to have to start Steph Curry at 5 positions.
That's what it seems like. And then for you, Elliot, are you shocked that Hartenstein went to OKC?
No.
No?
See, you got to understand these days, man, people are greedy.
Oh,
Loyalty and greed are on 2 different sides of the spectrum anymore. Okay. Hartenstein made his bones with the New York Knicks.
He took the money with OKC though.
Well, because they offered him $30 million a year. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
For a guy that averages 9 points a game?
Yep.
He's making more money than Jalen Brunson.
Yeah. Yep.
Are you kidding me? OKC definitely overspent on that.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
But they wanted him so badly. Well, guess what? He had chemistry with the Knicks. That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to have chemistry with OKC.
what was the exact contract with them? I thought it was 4 years and 87 million.
It's 3 years, 87 million.
Oh, 3 years, 87 million. Okay.
And under the new cap rules, the most the Knicks could offer him was 4 years, 72. See, a lot of people don't understand the cap rules. You know what I'm saying?
Luxury tax, the whole 9 yards with that.
All that stuff. First apron, second apron.
Yep.
You almost have to have a degree in trigonometry to figure out.
On the other side of that, though, Spider Mitchell just got $150 million from the Cavaliers.
Well, they had to do that. They had to do that.
I mean, all the pundits out there were saying that Mitchell wasn't going to stay with the Cavs, but here we go.
But here's the thing. Okay. At the last minute, he had to because ain't nobody else going to dish out the money that the Cavs did.
Right. They had the ability to give him that money, and so they overspent, as a lot of teams do.
He wasn't going to get that money anywhere else at this point. Maybe earlier if he would have pursued another team or whatever, but they had the ability to give him a max contract.
Well, and that keeps the Cavaliers a contender as well, Elliot, in the Eastern Conference.
Again, they needed to sign him, period.
Yes.
And as what happens is when you delay, you're going to pay.
Yeah. Yeah. I just hope the other players are going to be part of that. I mean, Jared Allen, the whole. I mean,
that's the thing is that when you start, it's like, for instance, take Philly for instance. Okay, they signed Paul George.
Yep.
They got Embiid.
Yep.
They just gave Maxey a max contract.
Gave him a max deal.
Yeah.
Okay. They signed Oubre for about what, $9 million a year, $10 million a year, something like that. Okay. Well, what about the other 8 or 9 guys you need on the team? Where's the money for that?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And again, the
And
whole
that's the same. That's the same boat the Cavaliers are in too. They might make sure the
CBA and the NBA was structured to make sure that teams didn't get three max players on their roster.
right.
Philly decided, well, screw that rule. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go get that max player.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: you got a 34-year-old Paul George who's never really done anything, won anything.
Has he won an NBA championship?
No,
No, not even close.
One.
Not even close. Plus, he's like Kawhi. He stays injured quite a bit as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we all know how Embiid peters out midway through the season and come playoffs.
You can count on Embiid missing about 30 games a year due to injury.
They went and got Andre Drummond, which means that at this point, Paul Reed is going to be expendable.
Right.
Because they're not going to be able to pay him, and they don't need three centers.
Who needs three centers? Two's the most. You need three centers. Come on.
No, you can't do it. Embiid and then Drummond and then Reed.
No.
Okay, two centers, because if you put Reed and Drummond together, that's one.
I was getting ready to say you're not really counting both of them individually in that case, are
you? But
I love this show. Anyway, go ahead, Elliot.
The Hartenstein thing. There's a lot of Knicks fans out there. Again, there's a lot of casual couch riding Knicks fans out there that are bitching and moaning and complaining that they let him go. But again, these people don't know what this CBA and this cap rule and all that stuff is. I mean, the Knicks had his bird rights, but that only gave them the ability to offer him 4 years, $72 million. So he went and he suckered Oklahoma City, took their extra $15 million for one last year.
Yep.
Okay, I hope they are going to do more AT&T commercials so they can afford to fucking pay the guy.
Yeah.
What a pro wants, what a pro needs.
A lot of money, and I ain't got none, indeed.
Right.
So, look, I think the Knicks have an opportunity to go out. Look, they drafted a center in the draft, Hibatoki or something like that.
Yep.
This dude, you watch his tape. He might be something to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then you got Mo Wagner out there. You know, there are some available free agents that the Knicks could sign on the cheap. Look, if the Knicks would have signed, if they said that they overpaid, a lot of Knicks fans are complaining that they overpaid OG, and that's why they couldn't sign Hartenstein. That's not true because, again, Hartenstein can only get $72 million.
Mm-hmm.
When his greed gene kicked in, he said, screw the Knicks, I'm taking this extra money.
Mm.
Okay? So there's where you're wrong if you're criticizing the OG deal. All right? But on the flip side, if the Knicks would have signed Hartenstein for $30 million a year, those same fans would be bitching that they overpaid him. You know what I'm saying? So you can't win or lose with these closet couch riding, casual pseudo wannabe fans. Okay, they don't know enough about the intricacies and the financial part of the game to understand why we're where we're at. And why they keep wanting the Knicks to get rid of Julius Randle. Look, if it wasn't for Julius Randle, the Knicks might not be where they are today because he took a pay cut so they could go get Jalen Brunson.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And he's 25-10. You don't get that with a lot of people at the money that he's getting paid.
Yep.
They save some money with Mikal Bridges. And I'm sorry, but OG Anunoby is 10 times better than Hartenstein.
Well, yeah. Duh.
Hartenstein can't shoot no threes. Hartenstein can't defend the wing. Hartenstein was getting eaten up by Embiid in the playoffs.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So good luck to OKC with that $90 million they just spent because now they're going to run in the same situation. You overspend, how are you going to pay your other guys?
All right, so let me ask you this. After all this is going on, who do you think is the number one team in the West? Is it Dallas? Is it still Dallas?
I don't think Dallas is actually the number one. Look,
You still think you want to go Denver or
actually, no, I will not go Denver because they lost KCP.
right?
I just said that before you came on.
Right.
Denver might have been knocked down to about 3.
So is it Minnesota?
I think Minnesota, because Minnesota had a good draft.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they were already right there.
Right.
So you got to look at Minnesota. You can't discount OKC, but I don't think they're going to finish. They had the best record, right?
Yeah, they had the best record
Yeah.
in the West. Yeah.
Finish with the best record again. I don't think Clay makes Dallas that much better to think that they're the best team in the West.
I still say they're 4th.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of impact Clay makes.
Right now, I think the East actually changed the dynamic.
They've balanced it out. They've caught up. That's for sure.
Because right now in the East, you got Boston, Knicks,
Philly,
Sixers, Philly, Cleveland, Miami,
Indiana's
going to be there for sure. You know what I'm saying? And Orlando.
Detroit just hired JB Bickerstaff. I don't know how well he's going to do.
That's not going to mean anything.
Orlando's not bad either.
No, Orlando's not bad either. You're right.
So you're talking 8 teams deep. And in the West, there's a lot of people still out there criticizing. I know the only one that won't criticize is Wayne about them wasting that draft pick on Bronny James.
Yeah.
Because they didn't do anything to enhance the team. All they did was stroke LeBron's ego.
And you know what? The Lakers still are not in the top 5 in the Western Conference.
I don't think they're in the top 8, to be honest with you.
There you go.
They are play-in potential.
They're playing, right?
They're play-in. They
7,
and
8,
Golden State.
7 through 10.
Yep. I won't even say 7 through 10. I'll give you 9 or 10.
Okay. Either way.
But I'm happy.
But the West, I think the West, and then Phoenix, they're not. I mean, come on. They got swept last year in the first round.
They're all shine and no substance is what they are.
Exactly.
And
Phoenix is 6 or 7.
Since we're on the NBA, guys, shout out to Kemba Walker. He announced his retirement today.
Who?
Kemba Walker.
Oh, Kemba?
Yes.
Damn, it took him long enough.
I know, right?
He hasn't played for 5 years?
That
long to decide he needed to retire?
Full disclosure, I thought he had already retired.
Full disclosure, I didn't even know he's still alive.
Wow.
To be honest with you, tarnishing my number 8 in New York. What the hell's wrong? The number 8.
There's also a new head coach in Cleveland. What do you guys think of that signing?
Who?
The assistant from Golden State. I got trying to find his name.
That went to where?
Huh?
He went to Cleveland?
Yeah, from Golden State. He was an assistant in Golden State.
Well, I mean, if he comes from championship pedigree, basically,
yeah,
then he might fare well. And they did him a lot of favors by re-signing Mitchell. I guess
Kenny Atkinson is who you're looking for.
Thank you, Wayne. Kenny Atkinson, yes.
And another criticism out there is, why did they hire J.J. Redick when there were guys like Sam Cassell, 15 years an assistant coach? You know what I'm saying? There were other guys.
The Lakers, you mean? Yes.
Yeah.
It was funny that you brought that up about Sam Cassell, because in my office, we were talking about that earlier today, because, of course, I'm surrounded by Lakers fans. And one person made the comment, have you seen Sam Cassell? He's probably the ugliest man in the NBA.
Oh, he is.
So they hired JJ on looks.
Well, it's funny because me and my sister, way back when Cassell was still playing, my sister said, "Man, I don't know what he looks like." And I said, "Well, he looks like the combination of a pit bull and a chihuahua. So let's just call him Pitwawa."
Well, come on. You guys know they signed JJ Redick because of his closeness with LeBron. That's why they signed JJ Redick. I mean,
Well,
he
that's
was
part
doing a
of it.
podcast with LeBron for a
Well, you
long
saw
time.
my meme with the puppeteer thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the problem is, it wasn't like they've been doing a podcast for years. They only have like
No.
done 10.
It was in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
When their current coach was already, there were whispers about their current coach.
Right.
How do you do that? How do you get away with that? Because you're LeBron.
Well, I got news for you, Mr. James. You're not going to win another NBA championship before you retire. I'm just saying, it's not going to happen.
Nope. Especially when you just basically wasted a pick for your team.
Correct. And the only way he can win the championship is if maybe he goes back to Cleveland and teams up with Spider Mitchell. That might be a good combination too. But I'm not asking for it
He
because
ain't going back to Cleveland.
No.
There ain't enough shine in Cleveland for him.
No, and there's not enough publicity, and he's not gonna, he's not in Hollywood anymore. So that's why he's not going there.
Well, if you look at the Lakers, if I can go back in time, Buss, when he was alive, he wanted to win championships. That
Jerry
was what
Buss,
he was
yeah,
about.
Jerry.
Jerry Buss.
You
he
know
wanted
what?
to win-
That kind of sounds like familiar to what the Yankees are nowadays.
Yeah, he wanted to win championships. Jeannie Buss is all about the brand and making money. That is it.
That's it.
She and Rob Pelinka and Kurt Rambis' wife and LeBron, that quorum is what's going to keep the Lakers at 17 as Boston moves on to 19 and possibly 20.
Yep.
Barring injury.
Yeah, barring injury.
Yeah.
Well, it still doesn't matter. The Lakers still going to be stuck on 17.
Everybody.
And I'm here for it. I'm
the
here for
Lakers
every
are going
last
to be
bit
stuck
of it.
on a play-in team to the playoffs for the next 5 or 6 years. Long after LeBron's gone.
Don't count too much on that because you got other teams like Houston that's on the rise,
Sacramento.
Sacramento.
Yep.
You know.
Don't forget San Antonio. San Antonio had a good draft getting Stephon Castle at number 4.
And he's going to be a great
point
addition.
And then they got Chris Paul to run
Chris
the point.
Paul, run the point.
That's going to be a great addition to help Wembanyama get matured as well.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I watched a few San Antonio games last year, and they had Jeremy Sochan running the point. He's 6'7", 6'8".
They didn't have a facilitator. They didn't have a playmaker. They didn't have somebody that could run the offense the way the offense needs to be run.
Right.
In order to take some of the load off of Wembanyama.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because now that he has Paul and he's got Castle and Sochan and all the rest of those guys, they're going to be something to contend with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I look for them to be closer to the play-in as far as getting 7 through 10 as opposed to, some of the other teams.
Yeah.
I think they have a better chance of getting in the play-in than Golden State now.
I'm telling you right now, Golden State, they have nobody.
They don't.
And these days, all Draymond Green is doing is criticizing the Knicks.
And all Draymond Green is doing is talking trash. He's not playing well. He's just talking trash.
You know why I think it is? I think he wants to play with the Knicks, but the Knicks ain't having that food. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to tell me that the Knicks made a bad deal getting Mikal Bridges and this and that and blah, 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 what the hell is your team going to do?
Right.
With your old relic ass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, talk to me. I mean, I just don't see it. And then talking about getting rid of Wiggins, too.
Yeah, I heard that rumor.
You know? Matter of fact, they had an offer from Chicago, Zach LaVine for Wiggins and somebody else. And they
Kuminga? Was it Kuminga?
No, they ain't getting rid of Kuminga.
Podleski? Was it Podleski?
No, they ain't getting rid of him either.
Oh, okay.
And
I got no clue.
They'll have Mike Dunleavy hanging from the rafters if he They're already pissed that he didn't re-sign Klay Thompson.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, it was funny because I saw another meme where I don't know if you saw the meme I put up of LeBron saying maybe it's me.
It is him.
Maybe it's my fault.
It is his fault.
He wanted Kyrie. Kyrie went to Dallas. He wanted Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson went to Dallas.
He wanted Paul George. He went to the 76ers.
Well,
He
and he
wanted
wanted-
Valanciunas. He didn't get him either.
And he wanted the UConn head coach too.
On top of that, Valanciunas went to the Wizards.
Right, but he wanted the UConn head coach to come over, but he didn't do it.
He didn't want to play with LeBron so bad that he signed with the Washington Wizards.
How bad is that? Give me a break. Holy shit.
I'm telling you right now, the Lakers ain't never going to win shit while LeBron is on that roster.
No, I agree with you. I mean, LeBron needs to worry about his Hollywood.
And when he
career after
retires,
basketball.
Bronny needs to retire right along with him if he's not thrown off the team before then.
Yeah. Well, it is what
He'll
it
be
is.
there as long as LeBron's there.
Very
Well,
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they can both ride off into the sunset.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Because Bronny ain't gonna do shit. He's not that great. He's not that good.
He's not. And then LeBron's gonna get offended. He's gonna want JJ Redick fired, Rob Pelinka, everybody. It's a shit show down there in LA.
But that's LeBron's modus operandi. It's what he's known for, getting head coaches fired.
He's a team wrecker and a coach. Yeah, he's not a
Coach
coach.
Killer. Go ahead and say it. Coach
Killer.
Yeah.
Coach Killer. And but hey, y'all stop talking about my Lakers like that. Otherwise, I won't have anything to talk about.
And for the record, this panel thinks Michael Jordan is still the GOAT, always will be the GOAT, and there ain't nobody even freaking close except Kobe.
Well, I put up something on that too a few weeks back.
Yeah.
About the things that Michael Jordan did that LeBron never did.
He's 6-0 in the finals.
He never complained. He never called himself the GOAT.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? He never asked for, well, although he had Phil Jackson, so you can understand why he might not have, tried to Phil fired. But no, I mean, LeBron's a joke. I mean, he's a joke. That school he opened, nobody passed it. Nobody.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. He graduated plenty of that from that school.
Oh, I heard that their scores were like below the average.
I didn't hear that, but I know he's great.
Yeah.
I know the
I
kids.
heard nobody passed their math tests or whatever.
Right. But he's still offering free education to these
That's
kids,
fine.
and that's what matters.
That's fine.
As a humanitarian, I got no problem with LeBron.
No, I got no problem with him either.
No, me either.
You know what I'm saying.
But trying to be a
As a
GM,
philanthropist, I have no problem with
I
LeBron
got a
James.
problem with his ego and his inability to let people that know what the hell they're doing.
Right. And I also have respect for LeBron because he has been with one woman his entire life.
That's more than you can say about the amount of teams he's been with.
Right.
Yeah.
But still, he is faithful to his wife. He doesn't go off and being a playboy. He loves his wife. They've got 3 or 4 kids. I don't remember how many, but I think they got 3 or 4.
Well, that's fine. I mean, he had a reputation to keep. I get that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that had a lot to do with his mom too.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. He was raised by a single mom, which is a lot.
Exactly.
For.
And
Yeah.
okay, so he was with the same woman all those years. I
Okay.
get it. That's cool.
but
Well,
as a faux GM and
So
yeah, that's what I don't like. And once again, like you said, if you have to say you're the GOAT, you're not.
Correct.
So he's no Matt Barnes. Let's put it that way.
All right. So
That was wrong on so many levels. That was just wrong.
We only have one viewer on Facebook. We've got 3 on the other platforms, but we have been seen by Janelle, my boss Scott Klotzbach, Mike Dell, John Olson has taken a peek, Cheryl, B. Rich, and Sheila have all taken a peek. I don't know who's in here now, but that's who we've had so far. I want to move along, and I have some things to say about the Tampa Bay Lightning. I want to move on to hockey.
Congratulations for them re-signing Hedman.
I get to keep my jersey.
Yep.
For 4 years.
The duration because he's probably going to retire with them.
Okay. All right. However, we did lose Killorn, and the biggest loss of all, Steven Stamkos signs with Nashville.
Didn't he sign like 2 minutes after free agency started?
We already knew he was leaving. Dude, we want breaking news, not something that we knew about on Sunday.
Well, I know, but it still hurts to see the Stammer leave Tampa Bay.
Get over it, dude.
but I'm very grateful they kept Hedman in the loop, and I get to keep my jersey for another 4 years. I guess I was smart in picking that jersey as opposed to a Stamkos jersey or a Killorn jersey, so I'm glad I did that. I do not think. I mean, they did sign this big guy from whatever team it was. I think it was Carolina. I'm not sure. They did sign him.
What was his name? Coach of shit. Ron talked about him the other day.
Right. Hang on a second. Hang on. They keep Kucherov. He's still with the Gatvasi as well.
Well, damn, how many free agents did they have?
They had a lot.
Wow.
And unfortunately, they couldn't pay them all.
Nope. Not with a hard cap in the NHL.
That's
and
what
no
happened.
first apron, second apron, or anything like that.
That's
The
what
Tampa Bay
happened.
Lightning acquired Jake Gunsill from the Hurricanes.
Yeah, there you go. From Carolina.
That was a good signing. I'm happy about that. I am sad about.
Well, how could you be happy about it if you didn't even know who the guy was?
I don't know. I understand he's a good player. That's all that matters.
You putting value on.
You know, I don't do a lot of research, Elliot. As you know, you've known me for long enough to know I don't do a lot of research. So,
So you're a casual fan.
I mean, casual of the hockey, casual of NBA,
Casual everything, dude.
but I'm a damn sure diehard of football, and I try to stay up on it. So,
Oh,
but
you mean like when you said Odell Beckham wasn't in the Super Bowl 2 years
oh
ago?
God, yes, I know.
I missed that one. That must have been before I joined.
Before you joined, yeah.
Yes, I did mention the fact that Odell Beckham did not play in the Super Bowl with the Rams when in fact he was the best player in the first half until he got injured. So
Yeah,
I
until
knew-
he blew out his
He
knee.
would have got the MVP if he didn't get injured.
yes, I suck. Okay, I admit. This is why I have you guys to keep my ego in check because I suck. All right, I'm just saying.
Let go of my ego.
Let go of my ego.
Oh, that's too good.
I walked into that one, Wayne.
Yeah, you did.
So what about you guys? What about you guys and your teams?
Scott, you know by now I keep receipts, yo.
Oh, yes. You are my
I lock up all the follies.
you are my search engine, Elliot. You bring it all up.
all the flubs and the bloopers and all, yeah.
And there have been so many that I don't have enough fingers to count. So it's all good. I've had my beef with so now that I've had my beef with the Lightning. What do you guys think about? I mean, the free agency in the NHL has been freaking off the chain the last couple of days.
I have no idea what the Red Wings have done, so I guess I'll have to do a little research on that one.
Nothing about the Rangers or the Golden Knights, or Elliot?
Nothing.
Okay, that works.
I'll wait till September.
You'll wait till September. Okay.
Yep, probably the same here. I do. My issue is with the Clippers.
Once the hockey playoffs and the NBA playoffs are over, take a little sabbatical. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Of course, I can't ignore the Knicks stuff because it's all over the place.
Right.
But I don't see as many postings about hockey transactions as I do basketball transactions.
Well, I've got a Twitter feed of just sports, and it's like the NHL stuff was off.
And that's because it's Twitter. I don't really hang too tight.
You don't do Twitter.
No.
Here's NFL news. Wayne, you'll be interested in this. Free agent safety Tashawn Gibson Sr., who spent the past 2 seasons with the Niners, has been suspended 6 games by the NFL for violation of the league's performance-enhancing substances policy.
And that's why you got rid of that fool.
So, I mean, he's not on the Niners, so I guess it's not
That's
a big deal.
That's why
But
we got rid of that fool.
Yeah. It is what it is. If he was there, I'd be mildly upset. But since he's not,
He's not.
Yeah, I'm more concerned.
Let's move on to relevant news.
Yeah, I'm more concerned. Like I said, with concerned is not the term. I'm fascinated by the 2-year, $70 million contract of James Harden instead of trying to keep Paul George. I'm completely fascinated by that, and I'm mad at myself because I don't care.
Well, again, I mean, You could look.
I mean, so you're a Clippers fan over a Lakers fan, is what you're saying.
If the Clippers really wanted to keep Paul George, they would have offered him that 4th year.
That 4th year, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
By them not doing that, that's them saying, "Adios, amigo."
What do you feel about the whole Brandon Ayuk situation in San Francisco, Wayne?
Well, for me, they said that they're trying to work out a deal. He, I would love to see him stay. And if he does, with he and Ricky Pearsall and Deebo Samuels.
And George Kittle.
And George Kittle and McCaffrey. Yeah. Who are you going to call?
Well, you know what? Isn't Brandon Ayuk the so-called Swiss Army knife of the Niners? Basically,
no, that's Deebo.
That's
Deebo. That's Deebo.
Okay, it's Deebo. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember, Swiss Army knife has many functions.
Yeah. Ayuk, he can take the top off of the defense. So if they get Pearsall and you got 2 speedsters on the outside, plus don't forget they re-signed Jawan Jennings, so he can be that safety valve for Purdy intermediate, especially on 3rd down plays.
Yep.
The way I feel about Ayuk is this. Okay. If he stays, awesome. But I'm not going to tolerate him trying to rape the 49ers for as much money as he gets, just like Hartenstein just did to the Knicks.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Ayuk wants to be a Niner, but it all depends on what kind of money he's going to get from him.
Well, according to some, Jalen Daniels wants him in Washington, which is fine if they're willing to give up Terry McLaurin or something.
Well,
that'd be nice.
Washington's already got a great receiving core out there, so I mean.
Hey, if they want to give us Terry McLaurin, you know what I'm saying?
I'll do 1-for-1 for that.
But no, look, the one thing, and here's the thing too, when a lot of people complain that players are getting overpaid, let's take the Anunoby contract, $42 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In about 2 or 3 years, that's going to be a bargain contract with all the money, the cap going up and the money coming in from all over the place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's going to come a day, and maybe not too far down the road, where you're going to have guys making $75, $80, $90 million a year.
That's amazing.
It's turning into the live situation.
It's just
the LIV.
Yeah,
that's disgusting.
Where there's so much money coming in, and the cap constantly going up,
mm-hmm.
that contracts are going to be obscene. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if in 3-4 years, Anunoby's contract is a mid-level contract.
I was going to say mid-level exception is going to be about $20 million in a few years.
Yeah. So, that's going to give teams room for growth in the future, obviously, if they have the money to do so.
Right.
Which is why, like I said, I wouldn't have paid Hartenstein almost $90 million.
Jesus.
For 3 years. No,
so it was 3 years, 87, right? So that's $29 million a year. $29 million a year.
And Jalen Brunson makes 24. Go figure.
And Brunson was a more valuable player for the Knicks than anybody else was last year.
Oh yeah. Well, Hartenstein. No, I was going to say Hartenstein, $29 million a year. For me, that's just not a no. That's a hell no. So.
Oh, that's a F no. Okay, because I tell you what, you think, but here's the thing. This is where I criticize a lot of these pseudo Knick fans.
Yeah.
Okay, is that you're forgetting that the guys that we have are getting paid less than that, but that's because they're loyal. They're loyal to Tibbs. They're loyal to each other. Okay. We went out.
They're all about making the team better.
Why did we go out and get Mikal Bridges? Can anybody answer that question? When there was other players out there, besides the cap thing, besides the salary thing.
Right. I have no idea why they would take Mikal Bridges. I don't know.
Well, for me, my opinion is one, because he's a 3-and-D guy. So you need somebody on the defensive side, but can also space the floor.
Exodus knows out of the equation. Why do you think they went and got Mikal Bridges?
Well, the other reason I would say is because to join forces with the other 3 Villanova players that they have on the team.
You're getting warm.
Okay, let me know.
It's to keep Jalen Brunson happy.
That's a good point.
If you don't keep your MVP happy, then your team ain't gonna excel the way it should. Jalen Brunson wanted Mikal Bridges there.
Honestly,
Elliott did too.
Yeah, honestly, Elliot, how good do you think the Knicks will be next year? Honestly,
based on no injuries.
Fair guy I know about his own teams that I've ever been been known. So,
barring. Okay, look, the way I see it is, I still think they're going to be I still think they'll be the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference
behind Boston.
Yeah, because Milwaukee's a question mark. You got to remember, they have Damian Lillard, but Damian Lillard ain't happy.
No, and Giannis is a shadow of himself.
I mean, come on, man, seriously.
Well, let's just put it this way: that whole team doesn't play defense.
Correct.
Right now, I think, and the odds, right after they signed Paul George, all of a sudden the odds went. They put Philly ahead of New York.
That ain't gonna be right either.
That ain't gonna be right either because, like I said, the injury factor and the fact that I don't think that they're gonna have a deep enough bench to compete.
Philly's gonna be a 4 or 5 seed next year, I think.
I think, barring injury, the Knicks will be the number 2 seed, and 3 through 6, which is before the play-in, will probably be like Cleveland, maybe even Orlando, Miami, Philly, Milwaukee.
I'll tell you right now, I think Orlando's going to be the 4 seed. Excuse me, the 5 seed. Milwaukee will be the 6 seed.
Yeah, Orlando got extremely better during free agency and the draft. They got really good.
Yeah, and just remember that Philly was supposed to be the 2 seed, but after the Embiid injury, they dropped down to 6.
And you know what's going to happen again.
There's no guarantee Embiid will finish next season healthy either because he's injury prone.
Or Paul George, for that matter.
That too, yes. I mean, Paul George is what, 36, 37 years old right now?
34.
Okay.
34.
So he'll be 38 at the end of his contract.
Yeah, he's from my neck of the woods where I live. He's from Palmdale, which is the city right next to where I live, which is Lancaster.
Okay.
And again, he's done nothing in his entire career that's noteworthy, if you think about it.
Right.
He always, I'm never going to leave Indiana because I'm going to win a title here.
Yeah.
I'm not never going to leave OKC because I'm going to win a title here.
Yeah.
I'll never leave the Clippers because we're going to win a title here.
And it still hasn't happened.
I don't think it's going to happen in Philly as well. So
he ain't that guy. He ain't that guy.
No, he's not.
Well, I'm going to be Nostradamus here, and I can tell you that at some point during the upcoming season, Joel Embiid and Paul George will be out of the lineup together for at least 10 games.
Due to injury.
And
that's a pretty safe bet, Wayne. You're not much of Nostradamus with that shit. It is what it is.
And another 10 games where one or the other is going to be.
One or the other, yeah.
Yeah, one or the other. Yeah, exactly. So
1/4 of the season is going to be dedicated to rehabilitation for George and Joel Embiid.
It's going to be a triage unit, is what you're saying, Elliot. So
again,
Maxey deserves his contract. He'll be out there balling, but everybody else.
Did you know that the top 8 guys on our team, on my team, the Knicks, are under 30 years old?
They're one of the youngest teams in the league, yeah.
Julius Randle is the senior citizen at 29.
Senior citizen. We're old enough to be his father. He's not a senior citizen.
Who was the youngest team in the league this year? It was OKC, right?
I think it was OKC, yeah.
It was OKC, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they didn't hurt themselves. Hardenstein's not that old. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't think that the money they paid him, he's not going to produce that way, the way he did in New York. And again, it was a flash because, honestly, if Mitchell Robinson would have been healthy, Hardenstein would have been on the bench.
Yeah.
He took advantage of the fact that Robinson was injured, and that's great. He made the most of it. But $29 million a year?
Yeah, that's a bit much.
I don't think so. You know,
Yeah, that is way too much for
yeah,
somebody
way
who's going to
too
get you, who's going to get you 5-3.
And the thing is, like I said, you look at these other teams, they're overpaying older guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Philly's overpaying Paul George
Mhm.
at 34. You know what I'm saying? They're going out and getting these old guys, overpaying them. And I understand that they know that each year that cap is going to keep going up and up and up and up and up. And that they can make up for it later. But what about the here and now? You know what I'm saying? What about the other guys on your roster that need to get paid? Are you going to be able to have a deep enough bench to compete?
Not in Philly, no.
Not in Philly. I even think in OKC might have just did themselves a disservice by signing Hartenstein to the contract.
Well, yeah, because I mean, he's not going to be a team player. He's all about himself, right?
It's not that he is a team player. Okay,
But he's not worth $29 million.
He's not an elite player.
No, he's not.
Okay, he's not the guy that's going to go out there and put 20 and 10 up every night.
Right.
And he can't defend.
Wait a minute. You said every night. I would just say one night. 20 and 10.
1 night a week.
Anything else you guys want to chit chat about? Any other sport you want to talk about? I mean, Wimbledon. I get the pleasure of sitting here during the day, working from home, and watching Wimbledon. I don't know if you guys are into tennis or not, but I've been enjoying the tennis out of Wimbledon.
Yeah, today's the second day, right?
Today was the second day. There's been.
Isn't that the one they play on grass?
That's the one they play on grass.
In England, strawberries and cream.
Yes, strawberries and cream. But I mean, I've enjoyed the tennis so far. It's been pretty exciting. I enjoy the fact that I'm home all day where I can watch the tennis all day. It's great. ESPN's coverage is very, very good. So, I mean, I got to watch Novak's match today. So, I mean, there's a lot of great tennis going on in London today. I know you guys don't. I mean, I get my fandom. I get my fandom from being a tennis player in high school. That's how I got my fandom for tennis. So I really love the tennis. I like Wimbledon and I like the U.S. Open.
Because you didn't.
Huh?
You must have not been any good.
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. I mean, I was
like I was gonna say, strawberries and cream means as much to me as mint jubilee.
Yeah, I got you. In the Kentucky Derby. Yeah, mint julep, you mean?
Mint juleps.
Julep or whatever the hell they call
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was an alternate on my high school team, my junior and my sophomore and junior year, but I wasn't in the primary roster. But I really enjoyed playing.
Now that I'm playing PGA
2K.
2K.
Yeah, you like that? It's a good game, isn't it?
I'm learning a lot about golfers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's some good golfers out there.
The Open Championship is this month in a couple of weeks. So
I didn't say I was going to fucking tune in. I didn't say that I was going to.
I'm just putting that out there, Elliot. You know.
Yeah, okay, put it out there, dude. I'm one of those that left when Tiger Woods was no longer any good.
Well, yeah, that's about my speed as well.
Well, Tiger
Woods took a powder. I was done.
Well, he's only 5 years removed from his last Masters victory. He's got 5 green jackets.
Well, and you know, like I always said, man, blind squirrel will get a nut every now and then.
You know what? Father Time.
And a broken clock
Father Time is undefeated.
So, I mean, yeah, 5 years ago, he got lucky. I get that.
It's because 4 guys ahead of him all hit their balls on the water on number 12. That's what it was. Yes, it was all water balls on 12.
You know,
so,
the only tennis that I used to watch was when McEnroe and them boys,
Jimmy Connors,
and them used to play in the U.S. Open.
I was a big Jimmy Connors fan.
You know why? Because that was during the beginning of football season.
Yes.
So you would watch the Open and then you'd watch football.
U.S. Open is my favorite tournament every year.
Absolutely, but
it's my must-see TV for
because I couldn't stand Roger Federer. I can't stand Jokic or whatever his fucking name is.
Jokic. It's Jokic.
Yeah, tennis.
Novak Djokovic, actually. It's Novak
Djokovic.
Djokovic, yeah. And I mean, I really like watching Serena Williams bounce up and down the court. She did me some good time. You know what I'm
I
saying?
actually met her in Australia
Oh, there you go.
in the airport.
In Australia.
Hey, did you used
Yeah.
to play for the Harlem Globetrotters?
You really are well traveled, Wayne. Is there a country you haven't been to?
He's a Globetrotter, I'm telling you.
Is there a country you have not been to?
You probably knew Curly Neal, huh?
Dude, send me some money. I got to pay off my credit cards, dude. Come
I
on.
mean, he's got Curly Neal's hairstyle.
That's true.
working on getting it better, perfected every day.
Oh, and my complimentary Aaron Boone needs to get fired.
There you go.
I gotta put that one out there all the time.
Aren't the Orioles ahead of them now in the division? The Orioles can't take over
I
the
think
first
they're
place.
tied now.
Half game ahead.
Half game ahead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Percentage.
we're on baseball. We didn't get a chance to do this on Sunday, but special head bow to Orlando Cepeda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who passed away.
Yes. And while we're on the subject,
Well, while you're thinking about that, Ohtani's not the best player in baseball. Best player in baseball wears number 99 for the New York Yankees.
oh, good Lord.
Just saying. He's
hang
got
on.
over a 1,400 OPS right now.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? Those
30,
are numbers.
31 homers, 80 RBIs, right? Or 79 RBIs?
31 and 82.
82. Okay.
And he's batting 312. So,
Shot for the Triple Crown.
dude, if you know what? If he hadn't slumped in April, who knows where he'd be right now.
Yep.
Also, a big shout out to Martin Mull. Rest in peace.
Really? I didn't know you.
Martin Mull passed away earlier this week.
I did not know that.
He played Colonel Mustard in Clue.
Yep.
He was a big, huge Cleveland Browns fan. He was from Cleveland. He loved the Browns. There's a lot of things Martin Mull did during his career: television shows, movies. He was a comedian, known for Clue, Mr. Mom. He was on Roseanne, and he was a great comic.
Shout out to my second mom. My deceased son's grandmother.
Yeah.
As she passed away yesterday.
Rest in peace.
At the age of 92, I think.
Mm.
Her son called me. We were really tight. You know? He calls me up, and I already knew when I saw his name on the caller ID, I was like, yeah, I know what this is about.
You knew what was coming.
I knew what was coming.
Yeah.
And when he told me, and I asked him, I said, well, when did it happen? He goes, 2 hours ago.
Wow. Called you that quick, huh?
Like, wow, dude, I'm touched. I really am touched. Dude. You know, but you thought that quickly to give me a call.
All right, fellas, on that note, we're going to get the hell out of here. We are going to be off on Thursday, so no show until Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Wayne's headed to Greece. He'll be gone till the 23rd.
As you can see by my virtual background.
Yes.
That's according to Beastie Boys. No show on Sunday.
So at least Elliot and I will be back on Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Wayne will be back on the 25th, which is the Thursday after he returns. Wayne, have a safe trip. Be careful. Enjoy the blue water, the sights, the history, and above all, the spirits.
Oh yeah.
Hey Wayne, when you get back, I'll be just a handful of 100 miles away from you.
That's right. That's right.
So you guys are going to have to meet up like Elliot and I have done like 4 or 5 times since we've done this show.
Hey man, I could see myself going to LA at some point, hanging out.
Just to visit. You don't want to live there, Elliot.
Oh hell no.
I don't either.
I can afford to live there like Mr. Globetrotter over here.
Arizona's got the same cost of living like Florida. It's about the same as Florida, Elliot. So
Oh no, I think it's worse than Florida.
Is it worse than Florida?
Oh, yeah.
Well, before we sign off, I just want to point out we did carry an hour.
I know. I saw that. Yeah.
We always do.
Yeah, we always do.
Well, I carried like 51 minutes.
Well, you were only here for you were only here for like 45 minutes of it, but that's all right. Anyway, we're gonna call tonight. Elliot, are you queued up for the outro, or did you not have enough time? All right. On that note, on behalf of my co-host, Mr. Wayne the Professor Lynch, Big E the producer, and myself, the sports nerd, we will be back Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, and we are out. Elliot, play the outro.
Thank you once again, Nerd Nation, for spending part, if not all of your evening with us here for this latest episode of the Sports Nerd Show. Please keep in mind that we do this on a regular basis every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday night. And since each night's start time is different, please check out our SNN group page on Facebook for the correct time. So until the next time we come together, Nerd Nation, on behalf of the Sports Nerd and his co-hosts, Ken Coslow, John Olson, Wayne Lynch, and me, Big E, may your lives be filled with all the best sports action anyone human can handle, as well as all the joy it can possibly bring you. And with all that said, good night, Nerd Nation, as the time has come to say we are out.